good morning, and good morning some more. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. Good morning. Come on in and say hello. What am I doing? Hope everybody is doing well this morning. I need to go back and add some dates to my notes. So while I wait for people, I'm looking for some dates for some of my hydroponic stuff that I didn't have in there before. So if you're in this morning, come on in and say hello. Come on in and say hello. Saw one of the funniest things yesterday. Let's see, 12, 14. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Squirrels are out this morning. So let me just grab something. Come on in. I'm going to do a few things today, but while I wait, good morning. I need to take a look at some of the seeds that I have. And I also want to draw out I need to draw this next hydroponic system in this notebook to see how many holes there are. Good morning, Chanel. Good morning. Good morning, Curtis. How are you? Thank you for coming on in this morning. It's a quiet morning. It's like, so I guess serene is the word for it. So good morning. Good morning. I'll give it a few minutes before I give my what I call my housekeeping rules. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Can't complain. I got a lot going on over here today. Got a lot going on over here today. So, there's a few things that I need to do. Number one, I have to harvest again from one of my hydroponics system. Good morning, Cropper. You're up early this morning. What time is it where you are? I don't know the time difference. So I'm gonna harvest. I'm gonna try to make my way out to the Depot of Homes today to get some potting soil because to my surprise, I'm actually thinking I may go live again later to maybe up pot some of these plants that are in this hydroponic system because I had the bright idea. Good morning, Gwen. I had the bright idea that I might have 3 WIG entries and I might take the stuff that's in the A Hope garden out and put it in soil because the roots are very, very long. But I'm not sure yet. I'm still deciding, still deciding. 7 o'clock. Okay, you're only an hour behind. Only an hour behind. All right, so I got a few people in. I don't really have to tell you guys this, but I'll do some little housekeeping rules. If you're coming into the chat and this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up. If you're a returning person, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up before you forget, and we can get started this morning. I don't have to say it to you guys, but let's please keep this chat PG-13 today because we never know who's going to be in here and we don't want to offend anybody. But I'm going to get started pretty soon based on the title of today's live stream. My question for today is, do you like structure or do you like chaos? So go right ahead and take the poll this morning. Let's see, I don't see 5 votes so far. So looks like most of you like structure. I'll tell you which one I am. You could probably guess it, just based off of my setup and the shelves and I'm going to show you something that might make me seem a little bit OCD, but sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. It really depends. So we may or may not go outside today because I do have some stuff. First time here, just started following me. Thank you, Oki's Garden, Oki's Eden. Appreciate you for joining us. I live stream every Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. bright and early because I like to start off my day with a bit of gardening. So, straight structure or chaos, right? So, I'll give you guys a hint. I have the shelves. I plan things out in my mind before I do them. So, yeah, we are going to make sure we do all the things. Okie growers, welcome back. Welcome back. We want to talk about gardening this morning, so that's what we're going to do. Thank you, Chanel. Um, so let me show you guys something. And this might kind of take the cake. I don't know if I shared this with you, but this is what I did last season and the season before it. So I might have said it before. My husband is a civil engineer, so he does blueprints and all the things, and so he has all the software to do it, right? So this might look familiar to some. I don't know if I can zoom it in, but this is the enclosure, a blueprint of it, kind of, sort of. And I had him do it, put me some blocks in there so that I could do proper spacing, right? This is in front of the fence. This is where I have some of the radishes, and this is on the facing the enclosure. This is on the right side of the garden, and this is right in front of that white trellis that you guys see when I go out. So what I do is I print out several copies of this in the beginning of the gardening season, right? I print out several copies of this, and I go in and I write what I'm going to plant, how many plants are going to go, um, how many plants are going to go where. And that's kind of how I do it. And I do it by blocks off spacing. So I want to say last gardening season, I kind of strayed away from this, but this gardening season, I'm going back to it, right? So I'm going back to it because I had an issue with spacing. And I noticed that when Tina came in my stream and she went back to her stream and she said, she asked everybody what I did wrong with the beets. And she was absolutely correct. My spacing was off. So this year we're going to do a little bit different planting into the garden. So I have my seeds here and I have my layout here and I've been thinking of all the things that I want to plant. So I have to go through my seeds, see what needs to be planted when I need to plant things, look at my um, last frost date, figure out when I need to start seeds indoors. And this is where my notebook comes in handy, right? So my notebook comes in handy because I'm pretty much going to lay out around what date I should be planting what. So we know that the weather is finicky. So that's what we do. So Eden says, that's awesome. I use graph paper. That's also another way to do it, right? So I see people use graph paper. Some people just draw out sketchings. Some people they use Excel. So I'm a big Excel person. So sometimes I'll use Excel when it comes down to saying what plants and how many I have, because sometimes I plant too many seedlings and I give them away, or I plant them in other people's gardens. So I'll have like an Excel, or I'll even, write down in my notebook how many plants I have that I'm going to keep for me, how many plants are going to go to somewhere else, what's going to go into other people's garden. So yeah, this is an awesome idea. Planning makes things go easier, and that's exactly why I do it. I like to work smarter, not harder, and that's pretty much what I want to do. So Gwen says my biggest flaw is not pruning the plants so they don't take over. So Gwen, it's funny that you say that, right? So a lot of people, they just want to put their plants out and they just let them go, right? They let them go. And what they don't realize is it's actually sometimes not the best for your plants, right? So you want to do your plants a favor, prune them, make sure you have pest control, make sure you cover them if you're in one of those really, really hot zones, and do all those things. Good morning, Nisi. Thank you for coming back this morning. So I'll give Nisi a little preview. This is several charts that I have for my garden. This is what it has outside. And what I'm going to do is I have these three because I know I'm going to be doing some container gardening. I've also been thinking about what containers are going to go right outside the sun porch, right? So outside the sun porch, right on the back wall is going to be um, all containers, right? Eventually, we're going to pave it in so I don't have to worry about rolling stuff over rocks, because during the summertime, the green stalks, like that right there, that green stalk right there, it won't be on the inside. It's going to be on the outside right there. And we're going to pave it so that I can roll them back and forth, turn them easier, and do all those things. And there is a chance that I may actually buy a raised bed that goes out there too. So, oaky grows. Different plants require different water, feed, prune cycles. charts make everything more efficient. Exactly. So what I also do is as I'm planning these, putting plants in this layout, I'm also saying what plants are friendly with each other, like which plants are going to be friends. Good morning, Shay. Good morning, Shay. So if this is your first time in the stream, you guys know that I am a poll fanatic, right? I love polls. So if you're in here for the first time, go in and take the poll. Tell me what you like for your garden to be: structure or chaos? Structure or chaos, right? So I'm a very structured person. I have the shelves in here. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the shelves in a little bit. Someone was asking yesterday what color grow lights I have, and I have different kinds of grow lights and um, different color grow lights. So I'm going to plug this grow light in. And for those that are um, grow light experts, I'm going to ask a question because for me, I also use live stream to learn a little bit from what you guys are doing too, right? So I have some grow lights here. I have the ones that come with my regular seeding trays, but then I had some that I'm going to screw into this shelf that I bought. And this will explain to you guys why I have things that I have. Hello, Shirley. Is Shirley in here? You know, I have issues when I see the chat on my phone. I can't see when everybody comes in, and I don't like that. So if Miss Shirley in here, good morning to you because I didn't see you. You're a grow light expert. I'm sure you are, Oki. What color grow light would you use, Oki, if you don't mind me asking, for regular plants like veggies that um you can see? You don't see it either. You do light reviews? Well, you used to? Okay. Brother, I don't mean it like I can't see the screen. I mean it like my chat has been doing different things. Maybe I need to do this. I can see top fans. I'm just trying something new here. And I can't see everybody that writes because on the phone it filters top commenters, and I have different things. So thank you, Todd. Let's keep it to garden here. Leave Todd alone, you guys. Let's see what else he's gonna say next. All right. All right. So I'm gonna show you Oki. I'm gonna show you the good morning. That's my art. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm gonna show you this shelf and I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna put the grow light, right? So I'm gonna move some things around before the end of the challenge. I'm gonna take a brief pause and I'll show you my next WIG planning. So vegging plants like blue light spectrum, flowering prefers reds and purple lights. Most newer LEDs are full spectrum. Okay, I'm glad you say that. So I have, let me just try to bring it over for you guys 1 second. I don't even remember where I purchased this light from, right? So I'm gonna screw these two into the shelf and I'm gonna pretty much lock it in with erasers. So I'm gonna, what I call, jimmy up my shelf over there. And I don't think this is the right plug. I gotta get one to plug in so that you have, so that you can see it when I plug it in. So again, let me get the other one that has a plug on it. Oh, this has a plug on it. Okay, I'm wrong. So let me undo my twisty tie. Um some lights have UV or which is also helps a lot. Perfect. So I don't know what this one has. I don't have the box. Um, but let me just plug it in. I'll show you guys. Hopefully this does not affect. So we also learned something else in the house yesterday in the Casa de McDonald. I have a lot of things on out here and I gotta watch what I plug in out here because I don't want anything to trip any circuit breakers. So I don't know what color this light is. So we're gonna plug it in and see together before I screw it into this thing. So I'm gonna connect two of them. Oh, send me a makeup brush. Thank you. All right. So this one I think is pink. So I just have to plug in this other one, and then the other one will be pink too. So I think just based off of what you said, this is going to be for fruiting. Let me unplug it. Okay. So this is going to be for, I guess, fruiting plants because I think both of the lights are the same color. Thank you for the makeup brush. That's my art. Appreciate it. So at least I know that for this top shelf, I'll put things up there like peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, and those type of fruiting plants. Maybe not so much the brassicas. So I also have put this back over here. So you'll see that I have this. I have to prune it a little bit today because I was told that for my lettuce, it needs to be harvested quite often, which I am going to do. I still have some of the lettuce from last time. I had some yesterday on my sandwich. I had a little sandwich and then I had a salad a day or so before. Um, but I'm looking over there because I see one of my kale plants is about to touch this light. And y'all know I just raised this light yesterday. So these kale plants is like out of control and now I need to move it. Maybe I'll move it over there where I had some plants before and just put up a different I have a different light that goes over there that does different color light so I can switch what color the light is and I'll show you that one too, which I think I've seen shown everybody on the stream before. So if I go in here, so I have a clip, what I call a clip-on light as well, and this clip-on light has different colors. It has the red, the pinks, the blues. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Donzel. Welcome back. Welcome back. So this light right here, I'll probably clip on to the shelf as well. So I might, now that I'm talking to you guys and I know what color the lights should be, I'll do that too. So, good morning, Laura Dunn. Welcome to the channel. Um, So everybody just coming in, make sure you hit that like button so that YouTube knows that people want to see, and we will have more people come in and chat with us this morning. So this light, I clip it on to the different shelves, so that's why I like it. And I did a little, these look like full spectrum lights, should be fine for all cycles. Perfect. So I think I know where I got this one from, and this one I'm going to probably buy another. Yeah, I said buy another. And what I also did, because I don't want to lug that fan over there, y'all know the little fans that you put on baby strollers and they have the little things where you can kind of like wrap the legs around something. I'm gonna wrap the legs around the columns of the shelves and turn the fans on so that the plants themselves, they're kind of like babies so they can get some wind in there, right? So that's a little bit of what I was thinking about structure versus chaos. So when I say chaos, right, I might have a little bit of both. Hey, how you doing, JC Calamity Jane? Welcome in, welcome in. So when I say chaos, I mean like, do you go outside and just throw your seeds and then whatever happens, happens, right? I don't do that. You love ordered chaos. Calamity Jane, tell me a little bit what you mean by ordered chaos, because I think I'm about to hit on to your next to what you're probably thinking. Thank you so much. I'm a horticulture supervisor at the world's most beautiful theme park. I have 6 greenhouses and nursery cold frames. That's amazing. Amazing. Well, I'm happy to have you and I hope you come back because we love people who have experience with gardening and horticulture and all the things. We're going to talk a little bit about flowers at some point as well because I have to add to this drawing, right? So what I need to add to some of these drawing is most of you guys know that have seen my outside garden means I have these cinder blocks that I put flowers in front um, for the bees and pollinators, right? Good morning, Shelly. So Shay says, I prefer structure, but there's always some project going on in your garden which leads to things being everywhere. Same, same, right? Good morning, Shelly and chat family. I think I read that. I love it. Okay, okay, okay. So there we go. I mean, so I'm going to add in the cinder blocks on here. because I actually want to write out what flowers. So for those that see and you've looked at my videos, you know that I prefer marigolds. Well, this season I'm thinking I may put some other types of flowers in with the marigolds. I'm still going to keep the marigolds, right? Because I like the marigolds all around, especially around the tomato plants, because the hornworms don't like the fragrance and whatever chemicals that the marigolds put off. The um, the hornworms don't like it. So I like what the hornworms don't like, which is the marigolds. It's just my go-to flower in the garden, but I'm going to try to add in some more flowers in the garden, right? So that's what we're going to do. So if there's a particular flower that you like in your garden, let's shout it out in the chat. Let me see what you like. Good morning, Shelly. Did you eat more of those treats? Shelly, I went back and watched a part of the replay that I didn't see. Those things actually look pretty good. I probably would eat most of them except for the banana. I'm not a big fan of banana. So if you have a go-to flower, if you could put it in the chat for me. I have another flower that I love, um, hibiscus. Okay, hibiscus is a good one. Um, Oh, nice. The plants love structure because they all have different needs. Absolutely correct. Some can benefit from bug repelling plants like citronella and marigolds. And I always save the marigold seeds. So I saved marigold seeds as well this year. But I also, you like smokable flowers? I'm sure, okay. Marigolds and lavender are your standard. I have lavender in the front. Shay says, I love zinnia and marigolds. Zinnia is one of the things that I plan on planting more of this year. Um, zinnia, marigolds. Nisi says marigolds, nasturtiums, zinnias, calendulas. I think I said it right this time. Shelly, let me know if I did it, didn't. Calendulas. I think that's how you say it. If it's not how you say it, I'm sorry. But I had nasturtiums in the front before. Nasturtiums do not like extreme heat. Or maybe I was doing something wrong. But my nasturtiums lasted for a while. Then when summer kicked in, they were like, good night. They took a nap and they started to kind of come back when it started being less hot. But nasturtiums do not like extreme heat. In the summer that I had planted them, they went night night on me, right? So they went night night on me. So what I'm going to do, if you don't mind, I'm going to take some time in the back of my little planning book and I'm going to write down some of the flowers that you said. So I already had hibiscus. I already have lavender out in the morning. I'm going to plant more zinnias, calendulas. Um, let's see. I may perhaps put some nasturtiums in the back, but I think what I'm going to do is figure out where I'm going to put them where they get a little bit um, more shade. Let's see. Calamity Jane, what I was surprised by was in Maryland when I planted some purple green beans, the bush kind, the flowers brought in ladybugs, but also yellow jackets. But you were happy about, see, I would have been happy about the ladybugs too, and not so happy about the yellow jackets. You know what I mean? Nisi said, yes, I planted them in the fall. You mean like the nasturtiums you planted in the fall? I'm sure. I'm sure you mean the nasturtiums. Okay, thank you, Chanel, for the 100. I don't, Jules, appreciate it. You love structure while you love marigolds, but man, they get wild and almost take over your garden. You plan to plant them in containers next year instead of in the beds. Okay, okay. Good morning, Janet Potter. Hard to reach some plants to harvest. Listen, so Shelly, that's why I only plant the marigolds on the edge of the garden and I always deadhead them just to keep them producing. So when I plant them, they look like the little singular plants. And if you go back and you look at any of the videos, they turn into like very wild blooms. So I plant them in the cinder block so that I could control them. Good morning, Tamiko D. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So we're talking about structure versus chaos. If you're just here, please go in and take the poll because I just want to see what everybody likes to do. So I'm going to show you guys a bit of chaos, and I've been dealing with this chaos for a while, right? And the chaos is what is on this porch, my planning area, and So my brother said something to me yesterday. That's right, Chanel, grow big. My brother said something to me yesterday. He says, you know, you need to go out there and clean your back sun porch. And I said, I am going to clean it, but that's my area to just have stuff. So I have let me show you guys, I have a little garbage bag here today, and it's a lot of stuff over in that shelf and over in that area that needs to be um, thrown away. So that's what we're going to do part of this morning. And then, like I said, we're going to take a small pause. And at the end of this live, we're going to do another entry into my WIG challenge, right? So I'm going to plan in another hydroponic system, and then eventually we're going to start doing some other things. What you laughing at, brother? So we prefer structure, but it's really chaos. So Tamiko, tell me a little bit about what you mean, because I think we're on the so it starts out as structure. We know where we're planting things, right? We know where we're planting things. We plant things to those places. And then what happens is either we don't water it or something doesn't live and then we replant something in its place. And then what we originally planted starts to come up and do well. And then we can't decide what we're going to let live and then toss to the side. And then everything is planted where it should not be. So my goal with these layouts, right? So Tamika, I don't know if you saw this. I'll just show the enclosure layout first. So my goal is to, before I start my seedlings, my goal is to figure out what's going to go in these blocks, how many are going to go in the blocks, and after we figure out how many and what's going to go on the blocks, these plans are going to determine what seedlings I'm going to plant. What seedlings I'm going to plant, what seeds I'm going to put to the side, an entanglement. Exactly. We get up in these entanglements, and look, as gardeners we know that structure and chaos go hand in hand, but we just, as Tamiko said, um it's an entanglement and we prefer structure. Sometimes it turns into chaos. Child, you doing the most. I love it. Look, Shelly, I was explaining last gardening season is the first gardening season I did not use my blocks. I did not use my drawings. I need another drawing um, for the right outside the sun porch. And with that drawing, I'm not going to have him put blocks there, but I am going to count off how many pots I have, what pots I want to use. Some pots I have need to be discarded. I've had them for maybe 7, 8 years and they're cracking. So I'm going to replace the bigger ones. I don't know how many gallons it is, but I'm gonna replace some of the bigger ones and yeah, and put new ones out there. So when I have him design the back of the sun porch, yeah. So Shelly, what happened? You drew yours out, and then what happened? Tell us all about it. We're listening. We're listening. Um, we just keep it moving, deal with it because we would have fell off a bridge. That's right. That's right. So as gardeners, we have learned to adjust, right? We've learned to adjust, and those are the different things that you do. So you need room for the plants, better leave space for airflow. Airflow equals healthy plants, 100%. So Tamiko said, this 2026 year, you're going to twirl in your garden and sip tea. Good luck with that. I'm going to be watching. I hope you put some videos out, and there you go. So you used an online planner that allowed you to draw it out digitally, and oh, did a short on it early in the season. Did you stick to it? How many of you drew something and then didn't stick to it? So for the most part, I try to stick to mine. One of the things that I also have to take into consideration is my neighbor who lives in back of us also has a garden. They don't take good care of their garden, and they also have a grapevine that's on the fence. So whatever I plant on that side of the garden, I have to be mindful that their grapevine may perhaps try to reach over and grab some of my plants. So I am limited to what I plant on that side of the garden. So that's what I'm also trying to think about. So any of the things that grow tall, I don't plant over there because I don't want my plants to pretty much be choked out by a grapevine, right? I don't know what kind of grapes there are. They were like these little tiny, um, what do you call it? They were like these little tiny green grapes. They did have seeds in them. and they don't take care of it. So like the part of the grapevine that's on the fence kept being infested with lantern bugs. So I was trying to tell them like now is the time that they should probably go in and trim it and do some things to it. Right, Laura, grapevines are aggressive and they need to be controlled. So they might be muscadines. Maybe you should invite Chaz the builder to help you build it. You don't want me to help you build it. We'll be there all day, sis. But I am gonna give myself credit. Once I get the hang of the building part of it, I'm good. Might get a little frustrated, just a little bit, right? So yeah, Tamiko, I think they were muscadines, right? So Chaz the builder realized something about this other shelf. Remember I said I wasn't going to use the extra shelf? I'm thinking I might, but I'm gonna wait. I don't want to take anything down. I'm gonna wait until I put my seedlings up there and figure it out. I tell y'all what, we don't have to worry about me building any more shelves. I think I've had my share, right? But what I do think I'm gonna do is y'all see my big table. I was a real trooper yesterday. You proud of me? Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna look, let's get all the pats on the back. Put some pats out there, okay? I was struggling in the beginning, y'all. I really was. Would it take me close to an hour to put that shelf together? But in my defense, the instruction says that you need two people and it should take you about a half an hour. So I figure I'm one person, right? I'm one person. And it took me the right amount of time because the instruction said two people and it would take a half hour. So I'm one. So multiply that. An hour. I did okay. You may need to plant a vine against it, raspberry, kiwi, passion vine. Okay, okay. I don't really like I don't think I'm living in the weather where I could plant kiwi. Maybe raspberries though. That sounds good. I think my daughter eats raspberries. So that's a good plan. That's a good plan. Okay. All right. So this isn't a pop quiz. This is a I'm asking because I don't know. Um, what is my growing zone? My growing zone, when I look it up, says zone 7, 7A. But here's what I learned about growing zones, right? My growing zone 7, 7A in New Jersey is still different from the growing zone 7 in Maryland or Virginia, right? So, um, there are like what they call microclimates. I don't know if that's the right word for it. So I can't do something that somebody does in Virginia. They may need to plant earlier or later than me or whatever the case may be. True. Now don't get a big head. We don't know if it's put together correctly. I went and asked my hired help if it's put together correctly. And he just said, thumbs up, great job. So it is put together correctly, the shelf is. And I was talking to him yesterday about drilling holes in micro and macro. Thank you. You know what? Laura, you're a great addition to the channel this morning, answering all the questions. So we know how we say that mints are bad to put out in the garden. So I have a whole space in the front that's specifically for mint, right? And it's not anywhere where it could spread, right? But what I'm thinking is, I don't know if anybody's ever done this, so if anybody here has ever done this, let me know. Has anybody ever dug a hole and put a pot in the ground, one that has holes, of course, and then put mint inside the pot? Because I would like some type of spearmint along the side, but I don't want it to take over. That could be like one of the worst things ever. Um, because I want to, but I also maybe want to put some mints just in some pots because can somebody tell me, is it catnip or what kind of mint cats don't like? Um, so I want to kind of put a mint somewhere outside. Um, I don't know. Spearmint is one of your favorites. Well, G Mama, good morning. How are you? You're gonna be happy about my WIG entry that I'm gonna do later today because we're gonna put some spearmint in one of the. You put mint in pots. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I said, I do have to get more pots because some of my pots are. I'm just gonna say it. I think they're worn out. Um, Yes, as long as the pot is high enough because they will start splitting over and growing into the ground. Ah, okay, okay. Catnip. Cats don't like penny royal. What's penny royal? Hey Montana, how are you? How are you? Say hi to your best friend. He's in the chat too. Good morning. Good morning, Four Seasons Garden. So we're gonna put some herbs in my other entry. I'm gonna get to that in a few. Best time to get pots is now. So what kind of pots do you guys have um in your garden? So I have fabric pots, but they have like this moldy stuff on the outside of them, so they need to be cleaned up. I don't know what I'm going to use those fabric pots for, but what kind of pots do you guys have? So I don't want to get the clay pots because I feel like something might be clumsy and knock it over, and I feel like if they break, I'm gonna be upset. So I'm gonna get some plastic pots. I want to get different sizes. So what kind of pots do you guys have? Yeah, or herbs are awesome. So I'm a little bit hesitant to put the herbs. Penny Royal is a mint that cats don't like. I'm gonna have to look that up because I have never heard of it. Also, certain rodents and bugs do not like mint plants. I do know that for a fact. When I used to have mint in the back, they used to. What kind of mint do squirrels not like? Because I got a squirrel problem over here. Penny Royal. I don't want to forget because sometimes I don't come back. I'm so sick of the mold on fabric pots. I'm getting away from them. Yeah, so grow them with the watering holes, which don't work. Nursery pots. Okay. So I use the nursery pots that, like when you buy plants, I save the pots from them, right? That I get from like the Depot of Homes and stuff like that. You thought a heat killed your mint and you dumped it and then you put it in the pot in your kitchen. Okay. Big plastic but durable pots and ceramic that needs to be outdoor strong. I have grow bags, but mostly plastic pots. I'm thinking about um painting them to give them some yard. Okay, that's an idea, Janet. Yep, you have the whole collection. Okay, okay, okay. So I need to get like a big 50-gallon pot. So every year I put one pepper plant in a big pot, right? And that's like my specialty plant of the year. This year in the big pot, I put the Thai basil, not Thai basil, the Thai peppers. And I had so many of them. So the Thai peppers, the year before it, I had the Carolina Reaper for it. And the year before it, I had the Scotch bonnet. So that's kind of what I do. You have the whole collection. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to get squirrels dislike peppermint and spearmint. Interesting. So I'm gonna put some peppermint and spearmint in pots right outside here because the squirrels dig in the pots that are out here. So maybe if I, intermingle the mints, they'll leave it alone. I'm hoping. So that's what we got for that. But I'm gonna say that I'm hoping I don't know how big the mint is gonna get inside of the hydroponic system, but I need to grow it indoors to last. So I also heard that because mints for a 50-gallon planter, I recommend a root pruning pot versus plastic or long-term growth. A root pruning pot. What's that versus plastic? I don't know what that is. Look for a big 50-gallon pot now for some from some nurseries or people planting trees to get them free. Oh, I saw, I was in Miss T's channel and she was saying how she goes to the Depot of Homes and Lowe's and asks them if they have any pots that they don't need. You know, that'll save me a lot of money, especially for the trees. I wanted to get at least one tree this year, but um I don't want the trees that need other trees for pollination. So I know that you have to be very careful with like, I don't know if it's peach or plum, like the citrus trees, because they need a different tree for a pollinator, and I don't want those, right? I don't want to have to buy more than one tree because I'm not quite sure that. I could keep it alive. So I know I went and I bought a lime tree and um a pink lemonade lime bush, and they didn't survive, and I didn't get any lemons or limes from either one. I don't think I did it right. I think we tried to put it in the ground too soon. I don't know what we did, but it didn't do right. So they are no longer with us. They have gone on home. You can actually take your big old pots, take them to the mills for free. Okay. Mint will grow as big as you want, but if you prune the mint, it will stay the size you want. I did learn that. I did learn that. I've actually gifted away a lot of the mint from my garden to like various other people who just want mint. Matter of fact, down south, my grandmother has mint from my garden in her garden because she did some cuttings, wrapped it in some paper towel, and when it got roots, she put it right out in her garden. And that's what she uses for some mint tea, right? So yeah. Okay. So root pruning pots are called air pots. I'd implore you to research them, especially for trees. Air pots. You know, G Mama, you always give me homework. I appreciate it though. Because then I go in and I tell other people, I put mint in the gallon pots where the pots with royal draining soil separate them from hydroponic system because it's just as aggressive. Oh, so with the mint, I'm glad you said that because now I know that once it get up big enough in the hydroponic system, they're gonna have to come up out of my hydroponic system. So that I know. I have another questions for these hydroponics here. I think G Mama, I don't know, you or Jacqueline might be able to tell me the best. You save plastic pots from plants that you purchase, and you want to upcycle them into decorative pots by coating them with a painting or okay, decoupaging. Yes, you use air pots for your container. I know G Mama. G y'all. You know what I'm gonna do? G Mama is in the chat. She has a whole grow room. She has container outdoor garden. Um, she does a lot of things. You guys make sure you go over and visit G Mama's channel. Hold on. Let me copy this link. And um, I go over there and I'm not gonna lie, I search around in her channel for things that I want to know about containers. I just dropped her link in the chat. She helps me out a lot without even knowing it because I go to her channel a lot and I just look up things. Um, so check out G Mama Grows. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. I just dropped it in the chat. And let's do all those things. So G Mama, here's my question for you, right? And maybe you too, Jacqueline. You said that the lettuce is supposed to be pruned how often? Because I couldn't find that comment that you put in the chat yesterday. How often is lettuce supposed to be pruned in my hydroponic system? And then my other question is, I want to keep some, can I like take the lettuce out of the hydroponic system, put it in some, so I don't want to put it in soil yet. But when my tomato and cucumber get big, I can't like replant more lettuce. And I heard that between, what is it, 30 and 60 days, you prune your lettuce every 4 to 5 days. And it does need to be pruned, right? So I'll take you guys over to let you see the hydroponics. I had Farmer Chester had no idea. Yes, G Mama, you don't prune lettuce in my opinion. You eat it. Well, yeah, I prune it and I eat it. Okay, so we've been eating lettuce all week because y'all know. So we're at the end of the lettuce that I pruned. Was it last week? So we're at the end of that, and but I'm noticing the cucumber's getting pretty big. How long is it gonna take this cucumber to put out some flowers? I don't really know. So let me just show y'all, right? It's better to show you. The Chaos Queen has arrived. Welcome in, Forging. So this is about how it looked last week, and it just grew out of control, right? Look at all this. It has to be pruned down, and you check it out back there, the tomato plant. So what I want to do is I want to move the tomato plant from the back to the one of the front areas. But yesterday, G Mama kind of scared me a little bit talking about root rot. I'll tell you why. Yes, this is Cece. This one's name is Cece. So y'all remember when I planted Cece? I think it was November. Um, Good morning, Forging. Good morning. Good morning. So I want to move the tomato plant closer to the front. I'll tell you why. Because with Shelly on, this one's name is Shelly. I think that the tomato plant is reaching for Shelly's light, and I don't know. So, and then the other thing I noticed is the tomato plant has suckers. Should I be pruning these suckers off of this little tomato plant in here? I need to know when it gets too leggy, it gets too heavy and breaks off. So it's better to prune it to help it grow stronger and healthier. So put the tomato on the outer edge, meaning like right here, not on a dwarf. So don't prune the dwarf. So that is a dwarf. So don't prune it. Yes, the tomato loves you, Shelly. It loves you a lot. And then you'll see over here is, let's see if I can get you a good shot of it. Here's the cucumber, right? It's leave the tomato in the back. You need the lettuce up front for harvesting. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to harvest it off. This lettuce right here, I don't remember which one it is. Chanel, maybe you could tell me, but this joker right here grows wild. You see, it's like covering the leaves of the other plant. It's out of control. Good morning, she is sunshine. So I'm gonna come in and then prune this one as well. I think this one can stay a little bit without being pruned because I don't want to pick so much lettuce that I cannot eat it, right? Can't eat it all at once, although I might have some help eating it. And then in the middle here, this one right here is like a crunchy piece. So I think I should take it off and pinch it right on off. Oh, I can't pinch it off. It's kind of soft. I'm gonna go in and get some scissors and yeah, I will figure it out. So the other thing I wanted to ask is, um, Hermit House dwarf and micro dwarf tomatoes don't need suckers removed. Got it. Okay. It's organic pirate red lettuce, the one in the front. Thank you. Because when I Lolo Roso lettuce only remove bad leaves. Got it. Okay, okay. Got it. Got it. So, okay. Did I miss anything? Yes, it would get heavy. So I don't think the tomato or the cucumber is gonna get too heavy. That I think it has holes that I could put the little rods in, and I will. Yeah, it's a red lettuce, so I think it is the pirate lettuce because I had the Lola, whatever lettuce is called, and I also have the lettuce that Chanel said. So, like I said, I don't remember which is which. I'm gonna prune it out, and that is the salad bar hydroponic system. And like I said, I was a little bit concerned with moving around. I was concerned with moving it around because G Mama said something about root rot yesterday. So now I don't want to keep taking the plugs in and out, although I did trim the roots on that one a couple weeks ago. So if the bad leaves are not removed, they attract bugs, fungus, and diseases. Right. So I have over here somewhere, I look in my little stack of supplies over on the side. The pirate red tries to form a head. Got it. So over here somewhere, I have, if I can find it. Okay. Oh, I took it out already. I had like these little snipping things, but I could probably, I'm just gonna get a piece of paper towel and clean off these scissors here until I can find my trimmers. And I'm gonna go in and trim out all the bad lettuce leaves. And I have a bowl out here to harvest some of the um what is this? Okay. I have a bowl out here to harvest some of the lettuce. So harvest the lettuce now and put it in the fridge. You have to water more often with that many leaves. I just watered it yesterday and um it's already drank a half a liter of water. And y'all saw me refill that thing yesterday. So that is what I did. Um, so cleaning these scissors off with alcohol. Y'all know these are you open things with these scissors. I do a lot of things with these scissors. So yeah, Miss JK, I think I spoke to you already. She is Sunshine, Laura. Gotcha. Okay. So I'm gonna trim out the bad leaves. Not so shabby, right? All right. There's something on these scissors. Thank you, brother, for the happy poop. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys may see a goal in the stream. So I adjusted, and some of you that won seeds last time, I adjusted how I'm shipping seeds, and it cost me a little bit more. So what I did was I put a goal in the chat, and once I hit goals, I'm gonna adjust the goals every time I live. So sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it'll be less. I will do seed giveaways, right? All right. So I got the scissors pretty much cleaned off. Let me move my little notebook over to the side. And yeah, we're going to, do I want to leave her up there and trim her or bring her down? I'm gonna leave her there. And what I'll do is, y'all know I like to switch up my camera views for you guys. Let me just bring this one over so you guys can see. Thank you for the heart, G Mama, the floating heart there. Um, try to get it to where you guys could see. So here's my other question, right? Y'all know how I have the green stalks inside, and I have the green stalks inside. The plants that are in the bottom, you know how like when you're outside you have to overwinter. But why would I don't have to overwinter the brassicas if I toss them right into the green stalk, because there are places in the green stalk where flowers were planted for quite some time and they're simply not going to produce. So I'm going to pull them out of the green stalk and I'm going to put some of the brassicas that are in the green stalk, i.e. the kale and the collards that are in the A-Hope garden, and put them into the green stalk. So I'm pretty sure I don't need to harden them off because they're going from one to the other, same climate, just into soil. So I think I'm gonna be a-okay with that. I just need to figure out which one, because like I said, I want to use the A-Hope garden for the WIG challenge and some seedlings later on. Okay, so I have this on. Let me get my little bowl here. So I got a bowl to put some lettuce in. I don't think it's going to be that much lettuce, but first things first, I want to trim out the bad leaves, put it on the side, and after I trim out the bad leaves, I will see if I can grab you guys. After I trim out the bad leaves, I'll go in and I'll harvest some leaves. There we go. So I'll harden. I will. All right. There we go. So let's see. Here we go. And I'll come on this side so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing up and close, right? So I saw the bad leaf here, and I also thought that I needed to thin out because there's like more than one lettuce plant here. So take that out, toss it over to the side. You can still trim all the leaves along one. Trim all the leaves, leaving one or two per plant. All of them? Gee, mama, that seems like it's a lot. Y'all know that I have issues when I start trimming stuff. Look at look at the new shelf looking amazing. It does look amazing. I already started putting some stuff on it. The let pot is going to go up here, so I'm going to try to bring you in up close and personal to this pot. No need to look at me. You can look at the this. Okay. So you see I'm going in and I'm trying to trim the dead leaves off here. And I think in order to get, let me just, this is a good leaf. And Those are all good. G Mama is right. Do it just 3 to 4 leaves. Oh my goodness. I don't know. All right, I'll try it. I promise. I'm gonna try it. Chanel, you know how I feel about that. But because y'all are the experts, I'm gonna listen to the experts this morning. This leaf is huge. Even this little itty bitty plant over here. So this must be the second plant. If I turn it around. Yeah. So there are two plants in here. Should I cut one completely out so that there's only one? Thank you so much for your channel. It's a very productive channel compared to 90%. Okay. Oh, have fun Christmas shopping. See you later. Make sure you go in and check out some of the other videos. You might want to drop some comments or something that you see. Okay. All right. So should I just cut this plant right here out completely? Because it's technically two plants. It's this one and then this one. Um, okay. Young tender leaves are beautifully delicious. I take your word for it. So there's two. Then this is the third one. All right. So I left three on this plant. I'm gonna trim out this big leaf and I'll trim out this big leaf, this leaf right here. It's not big, but big enough. Okay. So this is where I'm at with this one. We got that one. So on this one, I don't know if I want to keep these. Check it out. I'll tell you why. See, it's crunchy around the edges, and I don't know if the light got to it or what, but I'll put it over there just in case. Let's see. This is a really big leaf right here. Okay. So I'll keep all of these. Cut the crunchy off and eat it. Got it, G Mama. Oh, that's so funny. Just cut the crunch off. Both y'all said the same thing. Okay. Cut the crunch off and eat it. So these are kind of small, and I don't know. Let me just cut the big ones. Is this two plants or one? So this is two plants. All right. Cut it down to one. This is, uh-oh, drop one. It's okay. And cut this one. So, so this one is, I'll leave these two. Let me kind of, can I turn her? Well, it's okay, I can reach in. This one is another one. Check it out. See the crunchy on the edges of it? The crunchy comes from the light or fertilizer. I don't remember the last time I fertilized this. I think it was the light when I first trimmed it off. I think. I hope it was the light. So, all right. Try to go around. Crunchy on the edge of this one. I thought that the crunchy was because I made her bald headed before. So this lettuce right here, I don't like I said, I don't remember the name, but I do think this is my preference of the lettuce that I grew. Um, you can raise the light a little bit. Okay. Y'all see this? I'm making them bald headed because y'all said so. Because I trust you. So, all right. I can leave these two. Good morning, Angela Calloway. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Let me raise the light up while I trim. There we go. And then I have this one over in the corner. I don't know if you can see the corner. Let me move where you are. So you see the one over here in the corner on the other side of the cucumber. So I'm going to trim her up. Turn her around. Oops. And let's see. All right. And I'm going to just trim this one. Got it. Okay. So this is where we're at. You said leave the tomato back here. I will. I don't really feel any crunchy leaves on the tomato. Twisting it around. With this cord. All right. We did it. All right. Is that a good way for the light? Let's see. Get you some good roasted olive oil and put some seasoning and Parmesan cheese. Okay. All right, Gwen, you have a great day too. So this is trimming from here. And I'm pretty pleased with it. So you mama comment about relief. Give those lights heat also so you don't burn the lettuce intentionally. Got it. I can tell those lettuces relieved. Yes. I didn't know that I was supposed to harvest it that often. I don't know. I didn't know how big they were supposed to get. So that is um this is CC. Let me put CC back a little bit. This is what I'm gonna do to keep it from trying to follow the light too much. I'm gonna just move you in the front a little bit. And I think adjusting them like that might be better. Let me know if you disagree, chat. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is put you back over here so that we can kind of finish this structure versus plan because I want to see what the poll says about the structure versus so let me end this poll in the poll. All right. So it looks like most of us are the same, right? We like some structure, but some chaos bleeds in there. And that's what we have. But check out this little bowl of lettuce. We did it. Hydroponic lettuce is delicious. Can't grow yours fast enough. Listen, um, cut and come again for the lettuce when you have them planted so close. Okay, I think that's a lesson learned because you know why I was kind of letting them grow up so tall like that? Because I thought that they needed the light. So that's why I was doing it. But like I said, we have another big bowl of lettuce here. Big bowl of lettuce. So I'll be eating very, very healthy. Gonna chop the crunchy off, right? Chop the crunchy off, and then there we go. And I can't wait for the cucumber and tomato to start doing a little something. I see little flower things on the tomatoes, so I can't wait for that, right? So flowers on the tomatoes. The cucumber is getting pretty big, so can't complain, right? So cannot complain. So you heard me say second part of the stream is going to be about at some point that bowl is like making your look at it, making your mouth water. Check it out. Remember last time I had a bowl way bigger than this and it was full too. So I got it. I can't wait to harvest some tomatoes and cucumbers off of there. Can't wait. So if you want to grow ahead, do that in another hydroponic system, but don't put the plants close. Got it. Okay. So I'm gonna put this right on the side. Put it on the other shelf for now so that it's not in the way. And um, let me just show you guys what I got. Although the unboxing video did not come out yet. Thank you. That's fire, right? Right, Chanel? It's fire. Although the unboxing has not come out yet, I'll show you guys what we're going to do today. So let me just take a little pause. I'm going to talk about this first and then we'll do a planning. So I don't need to tell you what all comes with the hydroponic system, but I got I don't remember if I told y'all, but I got a let pot for my birthday last month. So got the let pot for my birthday. The pump plug goes down here and the adapter goes over here. So I can't show you on stream because I'm using my phone to stream, but in this let pot, right? So before I get into planting it, I'll tell you a little bit about it. I wanted this let pot because it has an app. I don't, I'm kind of techie sometimes, so I wanted to control the let pot from the app. But before I really get into the let pot and planting in it, I have a question about the water. And this question comes about because um, this is not new groceries. This is a gift from my spouse, my husband. He asked me what I wanted for my birthday, and I told him I wanted a let pot, and this is the one that he got. I might have even sent him the link to make it easier. So this is not new groceries, okay? Promise. This has been sitting on the bottom of the shelf, and I just opened it, did an unboxing, which like I said, it'll come out in a couple weeks because I need to drop some edits on it. So here's my question to those of you in the garden community that use hydroponics, right? You haven't went to the app since you set it up. I'm on my phone all the time, so I know I'm gonna go to the app, right? So when it comes down to water, because I have howdy unique, I have heard people say various things, right? So here's my question. When it comes down to water, I know that you don't use tap water. A lot of people keep saying this word reverse osmosis water, right? And then a lot of people go by distilled water or purified water in a container. I am a buy in a container type of person, so I had um, you know, I had bottles and bottles of water here. So I saved one of the bottles, right? And you know how like your fridge has the filter on it? I filled it with filtered water and I have been letting it sit on the porch. At what point can I use that water in the hydroponic systems? If you could tell me. Mama, Shelly, Jacqueline, whoever does hydroponics, how long does that water have to sit before I can use it in my hydroponic system? Somebody, please help me because I want to know. And I also want to know for Rich's benefit because he doesn't want to keep going to the store buying gallons of distilled water either. So you say you use yours after a day. You just use spring water, but I think filter works. Got it. 24 hours is what I've researched. Gotcha, Jacqueline. So, brother, drop a thumbs up if you see it. I just leave your water out because I use more than 10 gallons. Only 12 to 24 hours is good. I've heard 24 hours. I've never let yours sit. Unused filtered water from your sink. Got it. So I'll show you what I did. Let me grab this. So yesterday after stream, I filled this up with filtered water from the fridge. It's been sitting not quite 24 hours, but my plan is whenever the hydroponic systems get thirsty and I have to refill, I'm going to use this and hope that it works. And if it doesn't work, I'll just plant them again, right? Because I have more than enough seeds to replant these hydroponic systems, right? So for this particular hydroponic system, I'm going to open up a new one. And while I talk to you about what I'm going to plant, I'm going to soak the sponges. So I'm going to take a moment to pause. Um, and maybe in the description, I'll put a timestamp and an app if I can figure out how to do it, brother. Don't let me forget, figure out how to do it. So it's 9:10, and this part of the video is going to be about my WIG challenge for 2025. I'm going to plant some herbs and mint in here. You guys know that I purchased a lot of basil. So just going to start, and I'm going to pull out the seeds because part of the reason they do the challenge is WIG stands for winter indoor growing, right? So whatever I do has to stay indoors until I think April the 3rd or the 4th. So I'm just simply pouring water in this bowl so that I can soak these sponges real quick. Shorty, that's right. So I actually text someone who I know has a let pot, and I'll tell y'all why. This let pot in particular has, and I didn't understand it until she said it. On the top of it, it has brightness. So it has a regular brightness and then it gets really bright. And it's because you see how high it is right now? That is the lowest it goes. Don't like it in particular, but we're going to see what happens, right? Because in my opinion, when the light is this high, it's going to get leggy. I don't know how to prevent the legginess. I already got the lead pot. I threw the box away. I cannot send it back. It's a gift. So when the seedlings come up, I'm going to leave it on the extreme brightness until they get up a little size, and then we'll see what happens. So we're going to do this together. We're going to observe this together, and that's what's going to happen. So let me soak these seeds while I talk to you about what I'm going to plant. So you guys can get a little bit of input. Um, when you plant your basil in 2 pots, one is sacrificial for seeds. Gotcha. I'm going to keep these little bags because I want them. I think, brother, you don't have to buy sponges. I have a big thing of sponges, and I'm going to keep this bag so I can ship you some of my sponges because I'm just a nice person. Y'all hear that? He's not having to buy stuff for his own hydroponic system because I'm so nice that I'm going to send him stuff because he is kind of clueless, but it's okay. All right, so we got the sponges in there. See that? Try not to spill any water. All right, so while the sponges soak, this is something that I kind of learned from watching Jacqueline try to do it. While I let the sponges soak, I'm going to put water in these things so that they can dissolve. Before, that was the very first. Okay, it's pretty. Yeah, so that's why I wanted it too because it was pretty. But when I put it together and I saw that the lights didn't go down, I won't lie. Initially, I got a little bit upset. So I have a different because I need that thing of water for the hydroponic system. And I do like Chanel, I can tell you that I like the filter system in here and how easy it is to pop in and it out. That is a plus. I think for the A-Hope, I'm going to have to um take a ruse, and I don't like that. So I'm just pouring this in here so that while I'm doing the planning part of it, oops, I think I might have put too much water in there because I wasn't paying attention. Okay. Thank you, G Mama, because I was a little worried. She's saying, so G Mama said that it doesn't matter the brightness of the lights. What matters is the spectrum of lights they receive. So thank you for that, because I was a little bit concerned. Um, very concerned, more than a little bit. I was researching this let pot and I was trying to find videos of people planning out this let pot. And like I said, that's the only thing that really bothered me about this let pot is the little bit more. All right. So the lights will be okay. Test the correct height. Okay, for the strength of the light. Thank you. So now I feel better about it. Thank you guys. You put me at ease this morning because that is the one thing that had me a little bit worried. So you'll see, Jacqueline, I'm still using these A and Bs because they came with it and I just haven't had time. I know I sent you an email and you responded, but I just haven't had time to research it for myself to figure out which ones I'm going to get. I'm about to make a mess because I overfilled this one slightly. So let me give it some relief. There we go. All right. Okay. So in this hydroponic system came with the put the nutrients on the side, let it sit for a while before I shake them up a little bit more. And to make it easier for myself in planting, this is what I like about it. The light is not in the way as I go to plant it, right? So let me push it back so that you can see the whole thing. So this one can qualify for it. Perfect. All right. So I have this here. My chat is in my way, but it's okay. And here is use what you have, save the grocery budget. That's right. So I have a lot of these A and B fertilizers, but I want to use them all before I go buy something else, right? So in this hydroponic system, this is lettuce, this is tomato, this is a cucumber. Okay, I'm gonna use basil, and then I want to put mints. So this is spearmint and Cymbalina, cinnamon, tomatoes. There was another herb that I wanted. Parsnips. Where did I put them? So, all right. Okay, spearmint. I gotta have another mint in here. Spearmint, spearmint, spearmint. Did I not get a basil? It's okay if I didn't, because so I have different. Okay, here we go. The different basils, right? And I'll tell you, oregano. I do have oregano. Maybe that'll be the last one. Oregano. Thank you, Chanel. So this one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 holes. And guess what? Because I know I'm going to be taking the mint out of here, I'm planting all the holes. So I said it, probably not recommended, but I'm planting all the holes in this, right? What I do with the water. So this one takes 3.5 liters of water. Let's grow. That's right, G Mama. Let's pour the water in here. And it's very lightweight. So love it. So what I'm gonna do is pour all the water in. I can see the max line from this side, so I hope I have enough of this water. So brother, now you understand why I said your little gallon of water probably not gonna cut it, because this is more than what you got, and it did not, did it? Okay, might as well just use the rest of it. There we go. This is a 1 gallon. So, brother, you're gonna need more than your 1 gallon to have your thing suffice. So, what I'm gonna do on this one is it's empty, and what I'm going to do is you grow, girl. That's right. I might ask them to put an emote on there for me. Um, you can grow all, especially since this is not their final home. Yeah, the mints are gonna come out of here, and so is the basil. I'm gonna put basil in separate pots because guess what I'm gonna do with some of the basil? Some of the basil are going to, I'm doing a, let me whisper a little bit. Because I'm a nice person, some of the basil and herbs that I grow, even the spearmint, I'm doing a window herb garden for my mother-in-law, and some of them I'm going to put in pots and put on the shelf in her kitchen for an herb garden because she used a lot of them in her garden, well, in her cooking. So that's why I'm growing different basils. So I already grew her from the other hydroponics, she already has the purple basil. But now I don't have a purple basil for myself. And I simply don't want to wait, not whisper. Yes, because he's cooking in the kitchen. So I don't want to wait for my own purple basil. I gave her a purple basil already. She's doing very good. I have some Maxi Grow powder that I'm gonna mix into a container for her, and I'm gonna give her that to water her plants as opposed to just using regular water so that it doesn't die. And that's what we're doing for my mother-in-law. She's gonna have a nice windowsill herb kitchen. So hopefully I don't get disqualified from WIG because some of these plants, they're not gonna stay here indoors. They're gonna go over there indoors. If you run out of water, you can also use another method as someone suggested in the last stream. Correct. So let me put all my baskets in. Thank you, Chanel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I try to be nice. I feel like if I'm nice to people, um, I feel like if I'm nice to people, then the world and society will be nice to me, right? So we're putting the baskets in. Okay, so we've been talking for a little bit. The sponges are still soaking. And I'm gonna show you agreeing with the golden. No, brother, you better not. All right, let me move these seeds out the way so that I can get a little comfortable over here. Right? So, no, don't use that, brother. You are going to, yes, that's what he's talking about, Chanel. He better not. I will fly down there and we will fight. You hear me? Not in that good system that I just bought you. Anyway, this is not about that. All right. So I don't have to use these covers, so I can put those on the side. I got my domes here. Let me just take these out. And domes, that's going to go on the top. And I'm going to do, you know what? Because I have two of these spearmints, I'm going to use the spearmint from this package. And it feels kind of weird. Unique, he ain't no punk. He in here acting crazy. All right, I like what Seeds and Such did, right? So you see, with Seeds and Such, because the seeds are so tiny, can you see them? They're so tiny, these spearmint seeds, and I don't want them getting overly stuck on my fingers. So, and I don't even know how many, um, who suggested that? It had to be Cece. I don't want them getting on my fingers and getting stuck. So I'm gonna just make this little lip, and this is the herb spearmint. So check it out. It's probably backwards for you guys. And it's gonna go, I'm gonna grow the spearmint on the far side. I'm gonna have to come back and rewatch this because I don't think I drew it out. And I didn't draw it out because I knew that I had the app. So what's the best way for me to do this? I'll come back and can I wet the sponges in regular water? I don't. So I will let the chat tell you that. So I'm only gonna do 2 spearmints. Again, my fingers are wet. Got this sponge. Push it back a little bit so you can actually see me planting it. Okay, so right here and right here. Chanel, are you by a notebook? I might have to call you. All right. On this side where it says let pot. All right. I'm gonna just empty. I don't know how many I'm supposed to plant in here because the seeds are like so tiny. Oh, that might have been too much. All right. So here, I just poured some seeds. I couldn't count them. You wet your sponges by putting them in boiling water. That'll be a way to do it. Always near a notebook. What do you need? So Chanel, if you can, Draw 1, 2, 10, and write let pot in the side that's closer to let pot. These two are spearmint so that I know what to put into my app. So the two closest to the let pot sign here are spearmint. And I'll put the domes on after I plug them in. Hey Cece, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so we got the spearmint. Let's put this back. All right. So the next thing next to it, we're gonna do oregano. All right. We have the most amazing community. I agree with you. So you see this oregano? I'll show you the seeds here in a second. I like the way they package them. These seeds, as you can tell, are super tiny as well. I'm going to do the same method. I'm going to put a little lip in the lip of this. I don't know if you can see those seeds from here, but they're like also super tiny down in there. So, all right. Put two here. The two next to the spearmint are oregano. All right. All right. These seeds are super duper tiny. I'm trying to get them to come on down to the end. All right. So y'all can see those seeds. They're super tiny. So I'm just going to put a few of them in there. Oh, I overseeded that one by mistake, but it's okay. Very small seeds. That's right, Cropper. Seeds and Such is one of your favorite seed companies. So they're running. So you heard it here just in case. If you buy $50 worth of seeds, their shipping is only I think 250 or something like that. All right. So we got the oregano, we got the spearmint. So now we're going to start, the rest of them are going to be different types of basil. Good morning, CC. You ready for the night? You been I'm gonna let y'all talk on your own there. So I have some sweet basil. Wait, let me just check. So, all right, Seeds and Such. Here we go. Here's another. All right, so the basil seeds aren't as small as the other seeds I just put in. Let me just show y'all. This is lemon basil. I don't know if y'all can see it here. Lemon basil. All right, Chanel, next to the oregano is going to be the lemon basil. It would probably help if I put the sponges in there first. Yeah, CCB in the streets. Okay, so put my sponges in there. I'm trying to completely dry my hands off. These seeds are so small that they may perhaps stick to my fingers. I had tweezers up here. I don't know where they went. All right, we're gonna try it. I got nails here. Um, CC, they said, don't you come in here causing trouble today. They know your MO. All right, so put the basil seeds in there, just a few. I'm gonna put some of these back in the packet. So I had issues with some of the basil seeds before, and our good friend Cece that just came into the chat says that they will grow in Texas. So I sent them to her. So I can't wait to see if they really do grow in Texas. So lemon basil right next to the oregano. Then I have basil dough fresca. I don't know what basil dough fresca is. So with this WIG challenge, we're gonna find out together what basil dough fresca is. It also comes in a tiny little seed pack. So look how tiny those seeds are. Donzel only because you said that. Let me get started. See, show. Okay, so we're gonna put these sponges in here. Let me dry off my fingers. And all right. And I'm kind of overseeding these because I know that they're gonna come out and be put in something else. All right. So basil dough fresca, spelled, I think it's Dulce Fresca, Dolce Fresca, Fresca. Um, crops as diverse as lettuce. Most herbs nonetheless are started the same way. This better not be a lettuce. Sow seed 1/4 inch. What's the name of this unit? I'll tell you in a second. You gotta be patient. This is the let pot, but I'll tell you what's the name of it in a second. Because I just decided last night what the name was gonna be. I need this little tool here because I put seeds on top of the sponge and not in the hole by mistake. I'm just trying to scoop the seeds over to go into this hole right here. All right, that worked. And then let me get this back. All right, I'm gonna put the rest of these seeds. Shelly, I think she meant what, because you know I named them. She might be wondering what name I'm gonna name this. What I do with this seed pack? There we go. And we all know that if these things come up and they are ones that I don't like, I'm no longer going to keep these seeds to make sure I'm not planting the same thing. So we got the lemon and we got the basil del fresca, and I'm gonna do a sweet basil. Chanel, I got you with the fifth one. This one isn't gonna be named Chanel. It has a name. I think you guys are gonna like the name. And the last two closer to the watering thing, I think it should be named the hired help. No, not quite. Close though, because it's gonna be a name of someone who's gonna help me take care of it. All right. So sweet basil, check it out, sweet basil. See the sweet basil seeds here. And I probably put too many in my hand. God, my fingers are still wet. Another one bites. Let me see. Dry off my fingers again. All right, I think I got it. Trying to get it down in there. All right. So, like I said, I'm overseeding these a bit. I don't know if it's gonna be a good or a bad thing. Use this little tool to push the seeds down. That worked. Tool to push the seeds down. All right. So now we have, hope it's the first one and not the second. I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, let me not forget the stickers. Almost made a key mistake. So we use the stickers to keep the algae off of the sponges. So I'm going to use the stickers. Hopefully the plants don't stick to the stickers like how it did on one of my other systems. They be deep out here. And I like that they're out here deep early in the morning. You need, I have a firm belief that if you get your day started with something that relaxes you, you end up having a better day, right? So gardening and planting relaxes me a bit. So I come out here first thing in the morning and I stream whether I'm outside or inside and I get, yeah, I do. I hate these stickers. Um and Scroll out here. I get to gardening and planting, and that way, even for those of you that watch me early on Sunday and Saturday mornings, you guys get the rest of your day back because my streams are only, give or take about 2 hours long. So while I'm putting these stickers on here, so you get to have the rest of the day to do whatever you want. And we have been productive early. Did they give me extra stickers? I think so. I like the stickers that I purchased a little bit better than these green stickers, but what I do like about the green stickers is that once I use them, I'm all done with the stickers, and I could just use the stickers that I bought because they seem to be doing a little bit better than the ones that come with the systems. But yeah, Chanel, you're right. Time well spent gardening early. That's right. So I'm trying to carefully put these stickers on so that when the plants come up out of there, they don't get stuck on these stickers like the lettuce did over there. Because that's what happened with the lettuce, the CC hydroponic system. All right. So now you feel that except for you're a night owl. Believe it or not, I'm a night owl too. And I do not um I don't I don't get as much sleep as I should, right? So we plug this in. I'm gonna move it before I put the domes on. And before I even put the domes on it, I'll tell you what the name of this one is. So for WIG 2025, I have now planted out my let pot. I'm going to plug it in. It's going to go at the top. I'll show you guys the final version of it. This one has spearmint, oregano, and various types of basil. I planted two of each so that I keep one and then I put one in for another person, and this is what the let pot is. So I'm going to get my label maker for CC that asks, and for those that want to know the name of this system, this one is going to be named Layla because it's my daughter's middle name, and I'm actually going to have her come out here and help me since I'm going to be giving some of these plants to her grandmother. So welcome to the family, Layla. Layla's going to sit right up top, and I'll show you what I like about this. I think the spectrum of this grow light is pretty much probably stronger than all of the other systems that I have. And you see this one goes up pretty high too, right? So although they're not going to stay in here for the full time, I want my WIG challenge entries to be more of um, plants that are practical, not as many experiments, which I am going to experiment here and there. Yeah, that was your first guess that would be named after my daughter. Absolutely. Not her first name, but we have the same initials, CLM, and her middle name is Layla. So this one's name is going to be Layla. Let me get my little label maker from over here, and we're going to put the name on it before I put her up there. And then I'll show you guys what we're doing next out here this morning, on and off. Okay. All right. So let's see. Leila. Layla. Print. So we're going to put Layla's name right on there. Here we go. Turn you off. So her name is spelled Leila. Layla. And she's kind of, sort of named after my sister a little bit. Because my sister, part of her middle name has Lay in it. I need to go get your label machine out of the motorhome. You'll be naming your units today. I can't wait. So everybody, meet Layla. I might have to fix the way her name is. I probably should have turned it around. So let me put her up there. Good morning, Tia. You slept in late today? No problem, no problem. So we're gonna put Layla up in her spot. Let me just turn you around so you can see when she hits her landing page, her landing spot. Take the plug, put it up top so I don't drop it. Here we go. So for Layla, because I have to use a step stool to really see her progress, uh-oh, put her right in the middle for now. She's gonna get some company sooner or later. Um, okay, the plug in the back, bring her straight down. And I have some twisty ties for these plugs, right? So let me just plug her in. 1 second. And for those of you that want a little morning laugh, good morning. Hey, Jaden, how are you? Tell your mom to come to the computer so she can see. So you see, David, I think you were asking me, do I have a step stool? I absolutely have a step stool on the back porch. And now we're gonna turn Layla on. So power. This is veg, brightness, pump on, veg. All right, so the last thing we have to do here is, for this particular system, is put the domes on. So not only am I gonna get up here and check on Layla, she's gonna come out here and check as well. And Cece, I don't know if you noticed, I'll back up in a minute. You got another haircut today. We ain't chop any toes off. Beyblades, and who's Jaden this morning? And Tia, welcome in, welcome in. I think I got some extra domes, so that's great. Perfect. Okay, so keep you looking good. So that is what we have. So let me just pull my step stool out the way and I'll show y'all. You'll see that I already started kind of cleaning this shelf a little bit, and you'll see all the hydroponic systems here. And beside it over here, I'm going to put some grow lights. See the grow lights that are there? They're going to be attached to that. And we're going to have stuff more down there. Step stool are a short person's best friend, absolutely. And some of the ones that are in there, in that hydroponic system, that is Chrisette, are going to fill up some spots inside of the green stalk. So that is what we did. So there are only 4 here. For those, I see you commenting. There are 4 systems here. You can see there is room down there for the 5th. That's all I'm getting is a total of 5. And the only reason why I don't have the 5th one yet is because I'm battling between 2 different systems that I want to get, right? So I'm going to end this segment of the live stream. I'm not going anywhere yet. There's one other thing I need to do. That was my another entry for the WIG challenge. I showed you guys me setting it up. I have the different herbs in that particular system, and I'm getting one more. I'm going to put a poll up because for those of you, I'm an addict and it's okay. Do we have a poll today? You missed the poll, but I'm about to put up another poll, and it's going to be about these hydroponic systems, right? So while I'm out here, I'm looking for, all right, let me show you what I did before I go on to the poll. Um, so CC, the poll today, and you could just type it in the chat. For those of you that weren't here for the poll, tell me for your garden, Chanel, watch out, a company comes out with a new system. See, that's what I'm trying to prevent myself from doing, right? Number one, if you are, this is for anybody that's going to rewatch this, especially those companies that make these hydroponic systems. If you want me to try your hydroponic system, send it on down, because guess who just got a new mailbox? I did. And I did put my P.O. box in the mailing address. So, for those of you that do gardening, the poll this morning was, what type of gardener are you? Chaos or structured? Type in the chat which one you are. The reason why I took this out is because, see this hole? I don't want these seeds to be all over the place. I did that before where I didn't put my seeds up. So I'm just gonna put all of these seeds down in this new seed pack. Thank you to Shelly's Homestead Hideaway for recommending these seed packs. I want to make sure I get them all out. And this will help my seeds from falling all down into the box and me not knowing. You're experimentally structured. What does that mean, Unique? Tell me. Tell me what that means. Experimentally structured. Experimentally structured. CC, if you heard the question, what type of gardener are you? You're in the middle. You start structured, then it goes to chaos. So CC, you won't be surprised that that is where we landed this morning. And I'll show y'all something else. All right. So this is, where's my, and I'll show y'all why I'm saying, have a good day, Cropper. These are, where did I get these from? Urban Garden Seeds. I'll show y'all why everybody else saw this, but I'll show you again. For those of you that came in a little late, I'll show you why I think I'm structured. Even though sometimes it may turn into chaos, I'm pretty structured. Put this back in the basil. I'll show you why before we start on to, and what, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Y'all let me forget. I forgot to put the nutrients in there. So I'm going to do that in a minute. I think it's all mixed in. I can either do it, and just so everybody knows, I could do it now or I could do it later. It really doesn't matter. But here are the nutrients for Chrisette. But here's why I think I am a structured gardener. Every gardening season, except for this last gardening season, I have done this. So here's what, David, are you recording again? All right. All right, here we go. I don't know if you can see this. My husband is a civil engineer, and I had him kind of draw out something kind of like blueprints for the different sections of my garden. And this pretty much helps me when I go to start my seedlings, because I know exactly how many plants I want to plant, right? Where they should go, what their companion plant is, and I kind of fill out these blocks, and that tells me what plants I need to either buy or start the seeds for. With the hydroponic systems, I'm going to use those for a lot of the seed starts, which is why I need to get a fifth system if I'm supposed. There are only what, 2 units so far that's in WIG. What about labeling, Chaz? Do you label your seedlings? I do. You mean when I put them out in the garden, Angela? Let me know what you mean there. So I'm gonna keep this because I need to send Big Brother some extra sponges just in case. So bro, don't let me forget. Um, he got a little bit of flex. He got a little bit of flex. So he's also going to draw me a little blueprint of exactly how much space I have outside of the sun ports. So I know how many containers to get and how big of the containers to get, right? In the hydroponic system. Yeah. So the only reason why I didn't do it this time is my good dear friend and viewer and channel member Chanel, as I was going through, wrote on her paper. Well, she wrote it down for me, and I know she's going to send me a screenshot of it. Um, which plants are where. And not only is it going to go on my notebook, but for the Let Pot, they have an app. And in the app, you could put when you started it, what the plants are, and things of that nature. And that is the only reason why I didn't label them. For the garden cube, which is the Shelly hydroponic system, I did draw it out. So that's how I labeled it. And then in Crusette, which is the A Hope Garden, I wrote what each plant was. Thank you, Chanel. I wrote what each plant was on the actual stickers. So what I may also do, because I've already moved them around, is just make sure those labels stay with the stickers. And then whenever I transfer them to pots or when I transfer them to the green stalks, I'm going to essentially um, go in and do the labels that way. I hope that answers your question. And the labels that they send you with the hydroponic systems are going to come in handy when I start putting things out in the garden and inside of these green stalks, because I'm essentially just going to use those, repurpose those labels, because I don't really want to have the labels on the hydroponic systems because I feel like they don't fit appropriately. I order in my sleep. Okay. Thank you, Nisi, for the floating heart. Okay. So I'm glad that helped. So here's my question to y'all, right? And I haven't quite figured out how to do the Q&A in the chat, but I'm going to try it. Well, maybe I'm not this stream. So I'm going to do a poll because I've narrowed it down to, well, I had it narrowed down to 3 until I saw Shelly yesterday, right? And yesterday, if y'all go out and you check out Shelly's channel. She went live yesterday. And in Shelly's channel, she was cleaning her arrow gardens. And she had to take apart a lot of her arrow gardens, and there were so many different parts. And just looking at it, I was just thinking to myself, I don't think I want to do that. So, arrow garden was one of my, so just so in case you guys want to go back and watch her live stream from yesterday, I just put her um, channel in the chat. So make sure you go over there, you subscribe, and do all the other stuff. So Arrow Garden, yeah, cleaning hydroponics is nasty work. Well, especially the Arrow Gardens because the top comes apart, and it was just when I tell you it was nasty, it was nasty. So thank you to Shelly for showing me that. Maybe it was in the atmosphere that I needed to see what it was like to clean an Arrow Garden, and just watching her do it, I have now ruled that out of my options. So I've narrowed it down to 3. I'm going to put a poll. Which is your preference? What is your preference? So for those of you that have hydroponics, what is your preference, preferred system? So I narrowed it down to, because I've been looking at different types, right? This is going to be good, right? Um, and then there is, I don't know if I'm spelling this right. All right. So I put the poll in the chat, and I kind of want to tell you about why these 3 are I've narrowed it down to these 3. So for the Mufka, I'll tell you why. For the Mufka, the reason why it's in my top 3, as you can see, I'm doing my research and I've been watching videos about what other people are doing and how they're using it. In the Mufka, they have a lot more holes to plant in. Not only with the Mufka, the light goes so close to the plants that I like how close they get for your seedlings. You could type in the chat which systems you have. Maybe I'll give them a look. For the A-Hope garden, I like that the light goes down low. I like the system overall and how big it is. But how big it is kind of also a con for me. So like on the shelf where the A-Hope garden is, that is the only system that I have because it can't share with anybody, right? So the A-Hope garden holds a lot of water, can do a lot of plants. It's on the pricier side. So there are pluses. You have all three. There are pluses and minuses. Exactly. And this is why I don't have that's why I didn't buy it yet because I'm on the fence. They have pros and cons, right? And then the let pot. So for this one, this let pot, the light doesn't go all the way down, but apparently because of the full spectrum, um, we're gonna see how it does. So I'm not gonna buy another one until I see how this let pot does. But I do know that let pot has different types of systems where the light does go lower. So those are my top 3 choices for the next hydroponic system I'm gonna do. But while I'm waiting to figure out which hydroponic system I'm gonna do, I'm eventually, I don't think it's gonna be this weekend. Well, this weekend, maybe later today, I might do a pop in and start removing plants from the A-Hope garden and putting it in some soil. I don't want to put it directly into um, I don't want to put it directly into the green stalk right away. Um, but yeah, the various units are so different, and that's why I don't have the fifth yet. So if the Unique put which one she had in the chat yet? Unique, tell me which one you have because I do want to look it up. And the reason why I'm not doing the garden cube because it's quite small. If the garden cube does very well, where I put them on the same timing that Jacqueline does. Yes. So yeah. The garden cube, the reason why it's not on the list is because the garden cube is kind of small. So the only way I'll get a sixth is if I move the garden cubes inside for flowers only. But I want to know how these flowers do because like I said, I want to put a um garden cube in my room for flowers only. So Unique has a Suncoast that will be there tomorrow. UYUQ, I never heard of that. Arrow Garden, Great Value Arrow Garden and Lockers. Gotcha. There are different units with Let Pot. You have the 21 hole unit that self water and feeds itself. Okay. Cece, can you email me a link to that because I want to check it out? I'm gonna vote. Um, I think you're saying you're not gonna vote. It's too experienced to vote. Just vote, whichever one you think is best. Um, this poll is not gonna decide which one I get. It's not gonna decide. So far, Unique, how many hydroponic systems do you have? Come on in here, front and center and tell us. Shelly, I believe you have 6. Cece, how many do you have? The Suncoast you got is 10 liters and 20 slots. Whoa. You have a Mufka unit that's an 18 pod system. So Angela Calloway, that is why I want the Mufka because they host. So Cece, you got 12. Angela Calloway, do you only have one? Yeah, CC got a lot of great units. But so far I'm pretty happy with my hydroponics shelf here. There is a waiting spot at the bottom for the last one. I might adjust the shelves on this one. Depends on what goes in there. So yeah, it looks like the Arrow Garden is the Cadillac of hydroponics though, looking at all the bells and whistles Jacqueline has with them. Nisi, you have 15? Oh my God, that's a lot. Jacqueline got 50 something. They were all free product reviews. See, one day I'm gonna be like you where I don't have to buy my stuff and do some product reviews. Who knows? Yes, you only have one and you haven't set it up for baby. What you're waiting for? Where's my this is about to leak. So what are you waiting for? Right? So rich black man, are you still in the chat? Did you learn something today with this hydroponic system and the um did you learn anything with the hydroponic system and what you should do? So y'all stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah, get on it, ma'am. Get on it. Stay tuned because those of you know I went in and I purchased my brother a hydroponic system. Brother, tell me in the chat. Sun codes goes up to 25 inches, and which is good because you keep a lot of your plants indoors. Good to know about the sun codes. I'm gonna look it up. Look it up. We see you, CC. You might be so CC. Do you start all your seedlings in your hydroponics? Let me know. You're setting it up today. You're waiting for your seeds to arrive. What you planting in it? What are you planting in it? So y'all stay tuned too. So my brother is funny, y'all. He has the hydroponic system and he went out to purchase some um some stuff for it and he didn't know what he was doing. And I just thought it was hilarious. So y'all check him out because he's gonna start his hydroponics journey pretty soon. He has mostly sports content on his channel, but now we're going to venture out and he's gonna venture out and do it. So only ones that take a minute to grow. Perfect. Let me see. I think somebody asked me a question. Setting it up today. You're at church. You'll catch up later. Okay, Jacqueline. No, only the ones that take a while to grow. Chas, you're using hydroponics as a starter system to transfer the soil. A lot of them. A lot of them. So Tia, a lot of them, when it's springtime, they're going to be taken outside. Um, that's what I'm going to use it for. Tomatoes, cucumbers, and lettuce. Oh, same thing like my CC hydroponics garden. Okay, you need 25 inches. Now you're intrigued. You don't need any more indoor gardens. I've been giving the smaller units to family. Plan to do more spring transplanting. So in the spring, what I'm gonna do is probably the A-Hope is gonna be used for Shelly's next and Chad's also. I'm not out of control. I'm limiting mine to the space that I have, right? So whatever this shelf can fit is what it's gonna have, right? Um, right, Cece, that's your word and you sticking to it. So I'm going to say this. We did part of the channel talking about chaos and structure, chaos and structure. If you're in the chat right now and you forgot, make sure you hit that thumbs up icon, thumbs up. And then we kind of ended it off talking about hydroponics. We set up the hydroponic system. So I was in Broke's stream yesterday and Seedmans is about to start up, right? Listen, CC. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. I have plenty of space, but I want it to be organized space. And I'm not building another shelf. Well, I'm not going to say not. The plan is not to build another shelf, right? One shelf needs to be for seedlings, one shelf is supposed to be for hydroponics, and one shelf is supposed to be for supplies. Okay? So Seedmans is about to start, and that's where the garden community shares their seeds, right? So um, you might have seen me do a post yesterday. I now have a PO box. So I had a few people email me. They wanted to send me some stuff. Now, if you want to send me some stuff, the PO box is on my channel now. We got another hour for your show. If I get another one, it'll be one of the same of one of these. I'm not spending a whole hour trying to figure out how to do it. So Seedmas is coming up and it's where the garden community shares seeds, right? So if you have an overabundance of seeds and you want to bless another gardener, Seedmas is coming up. I think G Mama says it's and Brooke says it start January 1st, where you can start sending out seeds. So you can email a gardener I'm requesting seeds if you're if you're participating in seedlings, and you guys, it's like the garden community sharing seeds. So yes, CC, I think seedlings is amazing too. So there are seeds that I would like to request from certain people. CC, I think you already know what seeds that I would like from you. I want to, in my big pot this year is going to be hibiscus, because I noticed that in my smaller pot of the hibiscus, the weather kept getting to it and the wind was blowing it over. So I want to put the hibiscus plants in a bigger pot so that the wind cannot blow them over and I have a bigger harvest of hibiscus. So that is one of the seeds that I'm going to request this year, for seedlings. Angela says she loves seedlings, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it too. I got some little envelopes. CC, when you get your envelope, let me know if that packaging is better. It's a little bit more expensive, but I want to make sure that the seeds arrive to wherever they are safely. So, CC, if you have a moment, I want you to compare this packaging to the next one. Tell me if the last packaging will work for pepper seeds, because I think for me, I have tons of pepper seeds to just give away that I have harvested from my peppers. And then I think the seeds that are a bit, I want to say bulkier or big, I'm going to put in the packaging that I just sent you. So that is a request from me to you. I hope you're okay with that. So again, thank you all for joining my stream this morning. I hope you had fun. I hope that it was informational for a lot of you that may not have known. And thank you to those that gave me a lot of tips and tricks for my hydroponics, all the way down to harvesting and doing the watering and the various other things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, upcoming week, we have um, there's an update on Trina's garden. You're gonna want to see this, right? Trina had some difficulties. She had some things happening in her garden. There's an update. For the members, you may have seen it already. You get to see a big seed haul that I did when I came back from South Carolina, right? So you will get to see that, right? And this week, I'm hoping depends on how she feels. She's resting. We get to see Granny again, but in my environment, my atmosphere, right? So you will get to see maybe a pop in of Granny. If not this week, definitely next weekend. But one of the things I want to do this week on live is I want to show you guys and get tips and tricks to um, me showing you how I'm going to transplant from Cressette, which is the A-Hope garden, into the green stalks or into just however I set up this light system. Coming up soon, you will also get to see, um, I'm saving her content for January. We did record her making the biscuits. I'm going to say there are no measurements. She's just going to show you how she did it. So don't worry, lots of content coming soon, even next week. If you're a member of the channel, you'll get a preview of my what happened in 2025 and all the things. So like I said, thank you all for coming into the stream this morning. I hope everyone had a great time. I hope it was informational for everybody, and I hope everybody enjoyed. So if I don't see you in the pop-up stream coming up this week, I'm not really sure what day I'm going to do it yet. If I don't see you on the pop-up, I'll see you definitely next Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. sharp, because you know I love, love, love to start my day off with something productive. I might even record a members only video of y'all seeing me do stuff how in the sun porch cleaning up and doing all the things. So I have a lot more content coming up, a lot more plans. And like I say all the time, have a great day on purpose. Make it productive, do some things, and happy growing and grow big. All right. Have a good day, everybody. Peace. Get my little heart. And let pot wins. Okay. Take care, everybody.